another episode of Speed Dial with Ready Set Drone, Saturday afternoon, 5 p.m. Central Time. I see a bunch of superstars in the chat, and I just saw Bill from Metro Drones. Dude, thank you. $10 super chat just to start us off. That's awesome. Happy Saturday. Indeed, indeed. It's definitely a nice, pretty day here in Austin, and I'm very excited to get to chat with our guest today, who I think a lot of you guys know. Sean Ozz has been somebody I've definitely enjoyed getting to know over the last year and a half, 2 years. He's been a speaker at SpinUp. He's attended SpinUp. He's been, he's hosted me in Colorado to hang out and be able to do a little bit of snowboarding with him and Ed Ricker. And so I'm going to give him a call in a second. But before I do, I just want to give a big shout out to Rick Halber. Rick, I hope you're feeling well. Great to see you here in the chat. Grumpy Vlogger, it feels like it's been forever since we've talked. So good to talk to you again, twice in one weekend. Hey, Shane, what's going on? Thomas O'Sullivan, I have not seen you out there in a while. Good to see you. Matthew, good to see you. Of course, Bill and Kai. Kai, thank you for sending me the little grips for the Mavic Air 2 propellers. I've never actually seen those for those. I have seen them for the Mavic Mini, but I didn't know they made them for the Mavic Air 2. But very handy because those things do get a little messed up. Agent K in the house. Floyd Vincent, hello. John, good to see you. Thanks, guys. Thanks to everyone who's joined today. So with that, I'm going to go ahead. Hey, Ten Toes, you're in there too. Good to see you. And Ten Toes, it was fun seeing you fly last night with Oz by Drone. That was really cool. So let me go ahead and see if I can get Sean in the house. There's always a little bit of a trick to this thing. So as you guys know, for someone who's joining for the first time, this is an audio only beta software that we're using right now. And it's kind of a good combination between what I would call a podcast and a live stream. So it's supposed to be the best of both worlds. It's the kind of thing that hopefully while you're doing this, you can do some other stuff, listening to it, etc. But I'm enjoying it. It's really fun. It's been really fun to do this for the last few Saturdays. There are a few episodes back there with Brennan. I've had a call-in episode. I've had two of those actually. I had one with Nurk FPV, which was really cool. So a lot of different folks who have joined us today, and Ken Herron, of course. Today I've got Sean Ozz. So AKA Sean Oliver. I don't know if he's secret about his name, but it's not that hard to find it out. And now you know. Let's see if he joins us here.
Hello.
Hey, whoa. Sean.
Oh, what's up?
How you doing, buddy?
You hear me all right?
I can. I think.
Okay.
We are live. We are the.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. So, hello to. I just saw a random family man jump in here. T-Dog Zero is in the house. We got a great crew today. So, how's it going up in Colorado?
Oh, it's going pretty well. It's been an interesting day for me, to say the least.
Oh yeah, what was interesting about it?
Well, I've told you I have that second channel that I started was the nature only channel where I'm going out and I'm filming by streams and getting some nice nature sounds. Well, I went out today. We brought the hammocks and we did a little hiking. Found this beautiful stream, super cold snow melt off stream.
Nice.
Set up the GoPro, and then I walked away to set up the other camera. We chilled in the hammocks, waited about an hour, came back to pick up the GoPro, and it wasn't there.
Oh, goodness.
Nobody had walked by the spot, so it turned out that I put it in a spot where every 30 seconds or so, there was like an influx of water that came and it just swooped it away.
Oh, man, like high tide or something.
Kind of, yeah. And we're talking, this water's low 30s. It's barely above freezing. So, those things cost $400. So I stripped down to my skivvies and jumped in the water.
Wait, so could you see it? Could you actually see it in the water?
I could not. I didn't. So I was looking at the way the water was moving, and I figured that because of the way the current was flowing, it probably got stuck somewhere down in this bend.
Right.
And I thought it was maybe knee high. So I jump in, and It's up to my chest.
Oh,
Like, I'm
goodness.
instantly to my chest in water, freezing cold water, and towards my toes. It was so cold that literally within 30 seconds I couldn't feel my feet anymore.
Whoa. So did you find it?
No, but I tried 3 times.
Oh,
I got out
man.
and warmed my feet up, sat there warming up, trying to get so I could feel my legs again, and then jumped in again. And the third time, it was so bad, and the current was so strong that literally I didn't have the muscle strength at that point. They were so frozen to even fight the current, and it just started taking me down the river. So I was like, I better get out.
Yeah. That's when bad things could happen. But hey, man, you gave it a shot. At least you know you gave it a try to find it. So here's what I'm thinking is when we are all down there for SpinDown, we make a trek out to that spot, and whoever finds it gets a free tattoo or something.
That would be cool. I don't think it'd be there still by then, but that would be awesome.
Well, you never know, man. You never know. You hear about GoPros getting found all the time where somebody loses one and then, a year later or 2 years later, they find it. And it's this awesome footage.
And I'm so mad at myself because I meant to put like a little video with my face on it saying, "Hi, this is Sean Ozz's GoPro. If you find this, please return it to Somebody Tattoo." And I didn't ever do it. I didn't even put a digital text file on there. So if someone finds it, they're going to have no idea where it goes.
Yeah, it's just this GoPro. Probably all the fingerprints have been washed off, right? Because it's been in the water. Yeah. And it's just footage of a stream. So it's like, all right, somebody who loves nature. Well, actually, you just made me think of something that would be a pretty cool thing for GoPro or Osmo or even Insta360 to do. If they were to actually allow you to have an internal memory that literally was just that. It was like just a little kind of identification it's like two gigs or a gig of memory that you can actually put your own little signature and information on. Wouldn't that be cool? And it never gets erased.
That would be cool.
Once you put it in there, it's there.
That would be cool. What I wish I had done is I meant to do this, at least put a text file, just a little README file.
Yeah. Well, which GoPro was it?
The new GoPro 8.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. I do have a plan.
What's your plan?
I'm going out tomorrow. I have the day off, and I am right down. Remember where my studio is? Just a couple stores down. There's an angler fishing store, and they said they would give me for the day. Said, let me borrow a pair of waders that go up to my chest.
Nice.
And I'm gonna go to Lowe's and see if I can find like a pool skimmer, like a long pole pool skimmer.
You're going to make a video about this, right? You're going to make a video about this.
I am. I'm going to try.
That. Dang, dude.
I'll be out just in the middle instead of fly fishing. I'm out there with a pole skimmer scraping the bottom of the stream.
I'm telling you, just wait till September when everybody shows up. We'll traipse everybody down there, and these guys are going to be into that cold water. I know Tim Jackson is into cold water. I know Chris Hope is into cold water. He's not scared.
I have no idea how the polar bear. I've been in some cold water before, but this stuff, when I got into my chest and it was the stuff from waist down was so insanely cold. Like the first 6 inches to a foot of it was not bad, but once you got in deeper, it was whew.
So there's a guy online, and this is a little bit of a tangent. His name is Wim Hof, Wimhoff or Hoff. I think he is Danish or maybe Swedish, but he does these things where he takes people into cold water therapy, and he claims it's supposed to be really good for your health. Yeah, see, so Tim Jackson is saying it's good for you. If you guys have never heard of him,
it's interesting.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, if you've never heard of,
I remember you showing me.
Oh yeah, did I show you that video?
Yeah, when you were up here, it was crazy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It was the Yes Theory when he took them all in, and they were in. I mean, there was ice in that water. It was so cold. But it's it could be dangerous. I think part of what he does is he actually allows people to get into a good mental state and do some breathing and some kind of mental preparation so that they can get used to the water. But anyway, different topic. Did you have snow a few days ago?
We did, 6 inches.
Wow. So was it enough to go snowboarding?
No, it melted off like almost instantly.
Okay. Okay. And what's the temp today?
Oh, I think it's in the mid 60s.
Okay. So pretty pleasant.
Oh, it's beautiful. It was beautiful out earlier.
Yeah, we are just getting into here in Texas, getting into the sort of heat of the summer. And I have to say, there've been years where we've hit, 95, 100 early in June or even in May. So I'm pretty grateful that we haven't actually hit 100. I think we've hit it once this year, but we're about 95, 94, 95 today. But it's just, it's getting to the point where if you go outside, you got to do it pretty early.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that part of my visit down there in the next couple weeks there.
Yeah.
I heard the heat index in Houston is 110. The humidity is like 200%.
Oh goodness. Well, I mean that varies from day to day, but yeah. Well, so Sean, as far as stuff you've been working on, tell us a little bit about this nature channel. I know you've been doing some really cool, beautiful, kind of relaxing videos, but for folks in the audience that don't know, what's it all about?
Well, during the whole pandemic, nobody could get outside, right? And I was allowed to get out and hike in my area. So I started filming these little videos of just setting the camera up and letting some nature sounds, birds, streams, snowfall come down and share those with people so they could have an experience of getting outside to places that they can't normally go. And, I'm making different links. You could use them as a timer. You could use them to go to sleep to. You could use them as white noise. I'm coming up with all different types, and I'm even mixing in some that are just drone footage with pleasant, soft music behind them.
Nice, nice.
So it's
And
a new channel. And that's all it's going to be.
and it's kind of one of these things where you could throw it on in the background, like on your TV or something, almost like when people put
Yep.
put the Yule log up at Christmas time or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people are using it for meditation. Some people maybe while they're studying for a school project. Maybe you're doing some work and you just want just a little bit of background noise, but nothing that's distracting.
Nice.
Perfect for that kind of stuff.
Well, that sounds really cool. What is the name of the channel?
World of Nature. There's actually turns out there's quite a few people who have that name for a YouTube channel. So
Okay.
hopefully, if you type that in, it'll pop up as your first one. I'm not sure. It's got a waterfall as the icon.
Nice, nice. Well, that's awesome. I mean, you live in a place that's great for that. And I wanted to talk a little bit about let's talk a little bit about the Skydio before we get too far off and get into SpinDown. But have you been flying the Skydio much at all recently?
Yeah, well, before this in end of the season, there I did some snowboarding with it, and we took it out, and I was experimenting with it versus the Air 2, and it's tracking in a tight, condensed area, and using it to track somebody else, not yourself. Because normally, when you're doing this tracking stuff, you tend to track yourself, but when you're holding a controller and you're using the apps, whether it be the Skydio or a Mavic of some sort, it's pretty easy to draw a box or select somebody else and let it follow someone else. So that's what I went out and experimented with. That was the last big experiment between the Skydio and the Air 2.
And you and I both were out there in the woods flying that thing a little bit around the trees. I think one thing that you were able to dial in that is not really intuitive because there is a learning curve on the Skydio too. I have to say it's not as easy
I
to
agree.
figure out. One thing about it that always freaked me out, like the first few times I flew it, was when I lift off, it would want to go to this. It wouldn't just lift off and hover. It would want to go to this position away from you, and kind of like
Yeah.
just kind of take off. And you're like, oh man, where's it going? Oh, thank you, Metro Drones, for putting in the link to World of Nature. By the way, that's really cool of you.
Oh,
Thank you,
nice.
Bill.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you. I appreciate that.
but as far as getting used to it, what did you find was the best configuration for flying it between your phone, the controller, the beacon, like all of that stuff? What was the best scenario for flying the Skydio?
Well, I really enjoy flying it with the controller. That's everyone pushes it as just an action drone. And still, this much time later, I still love flying it with the controller. Of course, if I'm doing action stuff, it's nice that you can put the controller away and have something as small as the beacon or even just your phone to be able to track with. And that's pretty dope because then you slide that back in your pocket and you do your action stuff and it pretty much stays with you pretty well, and goes from there. But yeah, the controller to me is just an underlooked at feature that the Skydio has, and
Well,
I think that's because it's Wi-Fi.
yeah, I mean, and actually, Rick Halber has sent me. I think he had ordered two of them, and he sent me a Wi-Fi extender for it, which I have not tried. I apologize to Rick Halber because I haven't done it yet. And hey, Tim Jackson with 50 Australian dollars.
Oh, nice.
I really need to learn. I really need to learn what the exchange rate is. But dude, that's awesome. And I like that color. I like that purple color. I haven't seen many 50s come in. So very
like a magenta.
yeah. What is on Tim's icon there? It looks like a pretty cool looking little car he's got going there, like a truck or something. I need to go look at that. But what I was going to say, very much about the Skydio was that I think people have traditionally, the one thing they want to do is track with it, which it does really well. But your point was because of the cameras and the sensors, you can fly it like a maniac and not really have to worry about hitting anything. Is that fair to say?
That is very fair to say. I actually will go out in the middle of trees all the time and then just start flying backwards.
Just to watch it go around them.
To the side. Yep.
And it goes around them so smoothly. I mean, it's so smooth when it does it.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I've got quite a few videos now. I should probably make a standalone video that's titled something about it in trees, just so it's easier for people to find. But yeah, I've got quite a few shots where it's going just backwards through trees, sort of strafing to the right or left at the same time.
I remember when we went up into the forest and did that. That was super fun to see.
Yeah. That was a cold day too.
That was a very cold day. Definitely was channeling my Wim Hof that day.
Yeah, that still blows my mind watching and thinking of that video and those guys, because in that water today, there is no way, if I had meditated, there's just no way I couldn't have sat in it any longer.
Well, you never know, man. You never know. Of course, you're just like me. You're a Texas kid, right? So this is
art, yeah.
You're trying to get your blood thickened up a little bit because it's pretty thin, I would say. So let's talk a little bit about Spin Up. First of all, I want to thank everyone who has bought a ticket for Spin Up, or even just if you haven't bought a ticket and you just intend to watch that day. I'm super excited. I'm going to share this, and it's kind of one of these things where I almost might regret sharing it, because if it doesn't happen, I'll be disappointed. But I think by sharing it, we can make it happen. I would love to see 1,000 simultaneous viewers on Spin Up that day.
Ooh,
I think
that'd be awesome.
That would be. I mean, I've seen Ken Herron and Joshua Bardwell hit 600 before all at once. But I think so. I think between all of us, we could definitely hit 1,000. And actually, funny story, Ken Herron texted me a picture today. He is at a drone race in Tennessee. He texted me a picture of Joshua Bardwell wearing a Ready Set Drone shirt, and I was like, "Hey, that's pretty cool." Nice. Yeah. I'd sent him one a while back, but I'd never seen him wear it before, so that was pretty awesome. Yeah. So Metro Drone says all you need is another 999 because I'll be there. That's awesome. So 1,000 viewers would be amazing. And again, I want to thank the folks who have signed up to be the Ready Set Drone or the Spin Up Hero. Ultimately, there's some extra perks involved in that, but it's definitely something you don't have to do, but it really supports the event. It's allowed me to do things like go ahead and book the pavilion for SpinDown because there was enough money in the coffers. Hey, Tech Drone Media, good to see you. There was enough money in the coffers from Spin Up to go ahead and do that. So SpinDown is going to be on. You want to share it?
September 26th, Saturday.
Correct. Yeah, nice. I was a little
locked
test.
down.
Locked down. So we have booked the pavilion in Dillon on Lake Dillon, and it overlooks the lake. So actually, it's funny, Sean. Before I was hoping to get this done before the speed dial today. I didn't, but I'll get it done this weekend. I'm building a SpinDown Eventbrite site, which is kind of like the Spin Up Eventbrite site, with all the details, pictures that you sent me from the facility. I booked. I got our hotel block all settled. So there is a hotel block at the Best Western Ptarmigan, Best Western, which will be on the website. The website, I actually registered the domain name. It's spindown2020.com. It's not up yet,
Oh,
so
nice.
don't go there yet. But I'll have spinup2020.com and spindown2020.com, and they'll link between each other. So give me till tomorrow, but by tomorrow I'll have spindown2020.com online. It'll have the dates. It'll have kind of a little bit of the agenda. It'll have link to the room block at the hotel, so it's discounted rate. And it'll have the group code that you have to use to get the discounted rate. I mean, this is happening, and we've already got folks that have bought tickets to fly into Denver. I also know that there's a lot of people who want to carpool and such because it's about a 90-minute drive from Denver. So my hope is that we can get folks kind of discussing that so that they can, so people
I think that's
can
a great idea.
share rooms or carpool or whatever.
If we can figure out a way to have them see who's going, maybe we can put a name list with emails, hidden emails. They can click it and email the person or something.
Well, I think what I did last
out.
year for Spin Up, and I think I'll just do this again. And I'll just probably just do it for Spin Up, but it'll be kind of, if you're going to Spin Up, you could see this as well. But I put a Facebook group together, and so that way
nice.
you could,
good idea.
and you have to not anybody can join. Like, you have to be admitted.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if you're in the drone community and I know your name or Sean knows your name, you're going to be admitted. Or if you buy a ticket, you'll automatically be admitted to this Facebook group. But that'll give everybody an opportunity to chat about transportation and logistics and all that stuff.
And the downside is it is about an hour, 15, hour and 30, depending on traffic from the airport. However, someone was asking me the other day, do you have to rent a car? And you don't have to rent a car as long as everything's not is sort of back open from, the shutdown everybody's had. There are multiple shuttle services from the airport to this town, and you could have them drop you off probably right at the hotel. And I think those range anywhere from $40 to $60 a person to be dropped off airport to hotel.
And back?
Something that then you'd pay to go back again.
Okay.
You'd have to pay.
I mean, to go back, it just saves you the hassle of having to worry about a car. Look, guys, having been to Dillon with Sean and Ed, this place, this hotel is literally across the street from the pavilion. It's probably a quarter mile, would you say?
I mean, it's not even like a city block. It's about a city block away, maybe.
So it's down a bit of a hill. So I will say you have to go down that hill to get down to it, don't you?
No. You can actually stay on the street. You could go down to the water and then back up, but to get to the pavilion, you can just walk directly across.
Oh,
it's pretty low.
Okay. So where we went down that day, we flew the Mavic Mini and such. Because I felt like we drove down a hill that day. Was that the marina that we went to?
That was the marina. Yeah, we went down to the marina. That was down the hill. Now, if they want to go down to the water, they're going to have to walk down the hill. But depending on where they go, there's steeper or less steep areas, and lots of cool little beach areas that they can set up to fly there as well.
Yeah, and it really is a very, very beautiful spot. Sean's already checked with the airspace is good. We can fly there, no problem. We've booked the pavilion. We have it all day. So basically, the goal with this is to make it really chill, and we're going to have a barbecue. So we're going to basically show up, say 10, 11 in the morning. We'll have this pavilion is covered. We'll have seating, benches, tables, chairs. We will provide all the food for the barbecue. We'll cook out, fly drones, hang out, play music, play games, just chat, get to know each other. And then probably the night before, I anticipate that we'd probably have a dinner the night. Oh, no. Friday night. Sean, tell them what we were talking about, because I think it's an awesome idea.
All right. So Friday night, for those who are here early enough, we're going to be set up probably mid-afternoon to late afternoon here at my tattoo studio in Silverthorne, which is just literally about 3 or so streets down from the meetup. And we're going to try to set up and do a live broadcast on Kelly's channel and my channel, where we're going to talk a little bit about what's coming up over the weekend. And hopefully, those of you who have made it, we want to have you sit down with us and give you a little interview. If you have a YouTube channel or not, doesn't matter if you do or do not. We want to share with the world what you do with drones or action cameras or 360 cameras, or why you decided you wanted to come join in and why you hang out with us online. We want to give back a little, you know?
Yeah, and it's, you know, totally optional, but if anybody wants to be on the air, I think the point is that if you are there Friday night, and that would be the goal, is everybody comes in on Friday. Friday night we get together at Sean's shop. We do this live stream. If you want to be in the air, you're welcome to. If you don't have to. We go grab some dinner, and then the next day we have our flying and barbecue, and then next day maybe do a sunrise thing or something like that. We'll see how that goes. And then of course, everybody will take off probably Sunday afternoon. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun and just real chill. And Sean was even talking about maybe doing some little mini workshops and classes and stuff like that, which I think would be fun. You know, it's so if people have ideas for that, the one thing I don't want to do is turn this into something that is a lot of work or complicated. I really want it to be something that's just kind of chill.
Yeah, that's why if we do any classes at all, they're going to be very informal. So if you want to do, I think we should have, hey, who wants to get together and do a collaboration? Very
like a 360 action camera class from you would be awesome. And by the way, the Drone Ranger says that you're sending a limo to pick him up, Sean. How come he gets a limo and I don't? That's what I want to know.
Oh my gosh. But no, that's not happening. But I see he's actually asking about free tattoos.
I know. I think
we might actually.
I might have said that last time. I'm sorry.
We might have it handled. Kelly and I were talking about, in the last night I found a website that prints custom temporary tattoos, and we're gonna look into it. It costs a little bit, but we're thinking how cool would it be to have a few of those ready, of a Ready Set Drone logo tattoo and a one of my logo tattoos, and we put them on. If you're there the night at the studio, we slap them on, so that way it can be like the Sneetches from Dr. Seuss. And if you're at the event Saturday and you got one of those fake tattoos, you were the man because you were there early, and if you don't, you just missed out.
So let me ask you this, Sean. I mean, you can see the Ready Set Drone logo, right? You see it on the screen there.
Oh yeah.
So how long would it take you to do that? Like, let's say, 2 inches or 3 inches by 3 inches. Yeah, it's a real tattoo. Like 15 minutes.
Do you want all the little like computer chips around it?
Yeah,
all the little lines.
Just like it.
Just like it. If we did about 3 inches wide. Yeah, probably about an hour, give or take.
About an hour. Okay. I kind of think if anybody wants to get a Ready Set Drone tattoo, and what would that cost? What's an hour? What's an hour of tattoo chair time?
Someone who just walked in.
No. Not someone who just walked in. This is your drone family here. This is your drone family.
Okay.
These are your peeps.
All right. So let's see.
Friends and family discount.
Figure out what it would actually cost.
No. Bill. Hold on. Bill's saying, do it, Kelly. I'm saying I'll pay for anybody else who wants to get one. If anybody wants to get one and advertise for me, depending on the cost.
Well, here's what we'll do. We'll do it like 50%. It probably costs about $200, but I'll knock it down 50%. If it's
$100. $100. Okay.
$100.
All right. Well, let's see how many Ready Set Drone logos we can get tattooed on people. Now listen, guys.
Least cover my equipment.
Not on your butt. All right. That you can do it anywhere, but on your rear end. But we want we want to keep it classy
because we don't.
Well,
we don't
okay.
Want anywhere.
I'm thinking. These guys all have really.
Then I got a $1,000 holding fee if we go there.
Okay, well, I was going to say these guys all have really buff biceps from holding their controllers. So I'm thinking on the bicep. So basically, you get the Ready Set Drone on the bicep on one side, and then the Sean Ozz on the other side, and then you can flex them and make them dance. It'll be awesome.
Or you could just get the temporary ones that we're going to get set up, and we'll have a lot of fun with that.
I love the fact that the tattoo artist is pushing temporary, and the dad, boring guy is pushing the real ones.
That's hilarious.
Good stuff.
I'm the one who has to do them though. So you see,
Right.
that's time I got to take away from hanging out with everybody.
Shane says it's a new tramp stamp. So, all right. Well, we
now,
don't
I
have
have talked to 2 restaurants, by the way. One is walking distance from the studio. So if we're doing that, I'm thinking maybe the first night we could do that restaurant, which is called the Dylan Dam Brewery.
Oh yeah.
I think we brought you there. Yeah. You went there.
Yeah. We went there the first night.
Yeah, that's walking distance for whoever wants to walk, or it's just a block away of a drive. Either way is fine. But they said to call back come early September or late August because they have no idea right now exactly how many people they can have in.
Tim Jackson is killing it with the super chats, man. I appreciate that. That's another one for the new tattoo. Thank you, Tim.
There you go.
I don't know, man.
Kelly,
it's
you might have to stay Sunday, Kelly, and get the tattoo yourself.
Yeah, or maybe even come in Thursday and do it ahead of time, so I'm all prepped.
There you go.
I'll share this with everyone. I probably shouldn't, but I do have a tattoo of Underdog. Did I show you that? I think I showed you my Underdog tattoo.
Did.
Yeah,
I remember that.
So I'm it's not a totally new concept. My wife's like, yeah, okay. I was in college when I got that. So, but anyway, I'm a grown ass man now, right?
Hey, Underdog. Not a lot of people know who that is anymore.
I know. They all think it's Mighty Mouse.
Underdog for Halloween one year.
Were you really?
Many eons ago. Wow. I was Underdog for Halloween when I was probably like 6 or 7 or something.
Same here, man. My favorite. It was my favorite cartoon at the time. It was always, he's just like a good guy. He's just, and I always root for the underdog anyway, so it's all good.
He was like a shoe shine dog during the day.
Yeah, that's right. Shoe shine boy. That was his humble, lovable shoe shine boy. Yeah, man. So as far as other stuff around the area, like let's say someone wanted to come and maybe spend a couple of extra days before or after, what else is there to do in September in that area? What's the weather like? What are the leaves like? What's all that like?
Oh, the leaves, the date that we have it, there should be a 90 to 95% chance that we're going to be able to have a lot of just yellow leaves everywhere mixed in between all the greens. So, which makes for some really good photography, whether you want to do drone photography or if you want to come out with just your regular cameras and get some amazing pictures, bring a lot of film or batteries, I guess now.
Right.
Besides that, it's a smaller town. The ski resorts are not open. I think at that time, the gondola ride to the top of the mountain will probably be closed. They'll be prepping, getting ready to start blowing snow for winter. I would bring a hoodie or at least a light jacket because at night it's going to be a little chillier. During the day, it probably still won't be that bad. To those of you that are used to really hot areas, you might want that hoodie during the day, but it shouldn't be that bad yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of fall weather, right? I mean, it's like you might experience in the northern U.S. in the fall, but it's definitely something that I think seeing those leaves change is going to be awesome. I'm excited about getting some footage of that, honestly.
Yeah, and for those of you who just want to get out and see nature, if you want a very moderate walk, there's a place called Sapphire Point. You can Google it. Just type in Sapphire Point, Colorado, and I'm sure to probably pull it up. Beautiful sights. You can see all of Breckenridge off in the distance. You can see the town of Frisco. You can see the lake, and it's literally like a 50-yard simple hike. For those of you who are a little more moderate, right across the street, there's another hike called Tenderfoot Mountain, for those of you that have tender feet. And it's a little bit more of a hike. It's going to slow you down. It's still doable. It's not hard. But it's a little bit longer, and there are some gorgeous aspens that should have yellow all around that trail if you want to go out and do some photography or something that way. If you're more of a wanting to go out to a bar or something, there's some bars you could find to go out and do that kind of stuff too. And hopefully, this is what I'm really hoping, Kelly, is that the new owner of the bowling alley is able to be open by the time that we do this. Because how cool would it be? We do the live event the night before, Friday, and then we all hang out for dinner, and then we do the whole event on Saturday, and then Saturday evening, a bunch of us go over to the bowling alley, which is like 2 blocks from the hotel.
Yeah.
And we'll have a few lanes and do a little bowling and chit chat.
Love it. Love it. No, that would
I think
be
that'd be great.
fantastic. No, I'm super excited, and I'm really happy that this year is going to work out in such a way that we have the opportunity to have people from different countries, right, who might not be able to come in real life, but participate online, and then that we will have this opportunity to meet in real life. So it's going to be super cool. I'm very excited about it, and all those hikes. I did hear actually, Sean, from the lady at the hotel. So she told me, because
Hmm.
I told her the weekend, and she said, "Oh, that's the weekend of something in Frisco. Is it like a barbecue thing in Frisco, or
Well, they do have a barbecue cook-off. I don't know if that's the same weekend,
I
but
I
every year they have
I think it
they
is. I
do
think
have a
it
big
is because she told me
barbecue
that
tasting thing.
I asked her, I said, is it a busy weekend? She said, well, it's not a busy weekend in Dillon, but it's a busy weekend in Frisco because I think it was a barbecue thing. So anyway, if you want to
Huh.
jump out and get your
They also
barbecue
have a
on.
chili cook-off too, so I don't know which
Oh,
one that is, but I'm not. I'll look into it. We'll find out before that time comes. We'll see what's going on the Sunday for those who want to stay after, or even if those who are there and they don't want to sit there with us all day, they can go wander around and go do something else. We've got that pavilion from like 9 in the morning till 9 at night or something like that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll be there. We'll be there all day. And by the way, I'm going to mention, you won't want to miss the hot dogs, hamburgers, and other food that we're going to have at the pavilion, because we're gonna do it upright.
Yeah, and something just for those of you who don't realize where this is and you're listening, this is the first you've heard of this or first you've heard of me. Dillon is at 9,000 feet above sea level. Okay, so if you have never done anything higher in this kind of higher elevation, I recommend everyone the week before you come start drinking double the amount of water, not the double amount of water that you already drink. Because I know if any of you are like me, you don't drink the amount of water you should be drinking. Drink double the amount of water that is normally recommended we drink. I mean, in other words, just drink a whole lot of water and hydrate yourself because it's so dry here in the elevation. It really helps. It really, really does.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's something that will be helpful for people who haven't been at altitude. But if you've ever been to Colorado, you kind of know what the deal is. It takes a little bit of time to get used to. I do think that the fact that we're only going to be there for 2 days too. I know sometimes like altitude sickness can kick in after longer periods of time. So but I think the possibility of that happening is low enough that it's well worth being where we're going to be, because it's going to be such a beautiful spot. Now, what kind of drones will we be able to fly? I mean, is it pretty much anything we want?
I mean, I've talked to my friend that works with the police force, and he's doesn't know of any regulations there. When I spoke with the people at City Hall where you booked the thing, I told them what we were doing with it. And they said that was not a problem. There is a dam over there to the right, and since it's a lot of us, I'm going to be recommending we keep the drones flying in a different area. We don't want to go over there by all that. Just because we don't want to freak out the guards that are over there thinking that somebody's going to blow up the dam with a drone.
Yeah,
But
we might
I've
even go
never had a
talk to
problem
them in
flying over there.
advance. We might even go talk to
That's a
them and
good
just say,
idea.
hey, we're gonna be doing this. So yeah.
Yeah, no, actually, that's a great idea. But still though, we don't want to go over roads or anything like that. But there's a lot of water, so those of you who don't mind flying over water, you're going to have a ton of area to fly. For those of you who don't like to fly over water, you could cross over one road, and there's a whole other hill over there that has no water on it, as well as there's a lot of beach area. And we're going to be doing other stuff and having a lot of fun. So I think there's going to be something there for everybody.
Do you think it'd be cool to fly some FPV over the lake?
If you want to, if you mess up, you go into the water. But yeah, I think it'd be way cool.
I guess
I
that's
mean,
true. We'll get Ed. We'll get Ed
F-
out there.
yeah, FPV, low flying FPV over the water would be so awesome.
Yeah, it
Just
would be
I'm
really
not good
cool.
enough to do it.
Well, I mean, I think I
Jack
think
was
someone
asking a
like
question.
Ed would be great at it. Someone who's got a lot of confidence, and
Oh yeah.
ultimately, just you really got to watch your batteries and make sure, if you're going low over the water, great, but just I don't know, be willing to lose your drone. That might be part of the deal. And you know what? Just like Sean's GoPro, you could always dive down and get it.
You could try. That water in that lake is cold too.
How deep is that lake?
It's a few hundred feet.
Oh wow, okay. So it's not insignificant. One of the coolest things about that lake is it is the first place I ever walked on a frozen lake. I'd never been on a frozen lake before. And so it was
Yeah,
cool to see it as ice, and it'll be cool to see it as water.
and believe it or not, before they dammed that up right there, the town of Dillon actually used to be down at the bottom of that lake. So
Really?
I've always wanted to go down with like one of those little RC submarines and film around and see
Oh,
if I could find anything. But
yes.
from what I understand, they've moved all the buildings, so there's just foundations and old reminiscence like that. Who knows what else? Maybe there's like old toys left over from years ago. I don't know.
That would be awesome. Yeah, if anybody has, well, I'm actually working on getting one of those submarines this summer. So I'm going to be going up to upstate New York, where my wife and kids are right now, on the St. Lawrence River, which is a very, very wide, deep river that flows from Lake Ontario out to the Atlantic. Now, it is a shipping channel, lots of stuff in it, and parts of it are hundreds of feet deep, kind of like you were saying. But I'm trying to get one of those submarines. It's a very clear river, like the water is actually pretty clear. So I'm trying to get one of those submarines, RC submarines, when I go up there in August to play with. So if I have it, I'll send it to Dylan, and we could play with that because the water won't be frozen at that
That'd
point,
be
right?
awesome. Nope, it shouldn't be. Nope, it usually doesn't freeze till December sometime.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that would be really neat
But
to
and
have one of
here's
those.
another cool idea that I had also. Two different ideas for this Sunday, for the day after, for those who do linger a little bit and want to stay and hang out. Couple options. One, I could probably bring small groups and show people different areas to fly or to do things. Or two, we get a couple of party boats rented at the marina, and we all go out on party boats on Sunday.
Oh goodness. Wow,
Right?
you're
That would
ambitious.
be pretty dope, huh? I am. But think, if you have that the submarine, we could take the boat out, launch it where we think that
Mm.
the old city would be, and just boom right there.
Right. Yeah, that's
Because
actually.
they only
I mean,
make those cords are what 200 feet or so on one of those
oh no
cords
no
because
no
they're
no.
tethered.
They are tethered, but they're. I think the ones that I've seen are like 100 meters. So they're like 300 feet. So they should
Okay,
be.
well that should be about right. Yeah.
Yeah, they should
What about
be.
lights? They have lights on them.
Uh, yeah, they have a light on them. Yeah, I'm going to really work on trying to get one of those because I do think that it would be cool to have there. Can you? Is it? Are you able to walk down to the water from the pavilion? Like get on the
Yeah,
end of it,
yeah.
like a dock or something?
There's a beach right there. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a dock to the right, and there's also a beach down right below it. So it's just a rocky beach.
Yeah, I definitely think one of those submarines would be a super cool thing to bring and play with. In addition to the drone.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, guys, it's going to be a blast, and of course, Spin Up's going to be a blast too. Very, very happy to have all the great sponsors. I've got the Drone Racing League. I've got Remote Pilot 101. I've got Emacs. I've got, of course, DJI is sponsoring, and so all of those companies are going to be giving stuff away for Spin Up, and that's the difference between attending for free and buying a ticket, which is pretty inexpensive at this point. If you buy a ticket, you can win stuff. And Sean's going to come down to Austin. He's going to be in the studio with me, as is, I don't know if I told you this, Sean, but Chris Rollins is going to be in the studio too.
Oh,
He's
nice. No, I didn't
he,
know he was going to make it. That's
he
awesome.
he's coming. He's coming. Yep. He lives in Texas. It's a couple hours away, but he's going to join us. And also, of course, Ken Herron's going to be there. And so it's going to be cool. And then we're going to have a lot of people that are going to dial in and or come in via Skype and or send videos. So, the speaker list is something I need to get up on the website pretty soon, but it's a pretty impressive group of folks that are speaking.
This could be a good way for Tech Drone Me, Henrik, since he could never make it since he's all the way in Denmark. Maybe he can make this one.
Yeah, I would certainly hope so. Henrik, very entertaining fellow, by the way. If you haven't ever seen Tech Drone Media, go check out his channel. I've enjoyed my collaborations with him and such, and And normally, I don't know if I've seen Sean in from Geekspana. He's usually here as well, and I've enjoyed. I've watched a few of his live streams recently. And Agent K, by the way, who is in the chat right now, Agent K actually did a really, really funny what is it called? Like a mashup or remix of Jake Sloan singing the "I Like Sticker" song. So if you guys haven't seen that, you got to go. You got to go over to.
I'll have to go check it out.
Yeah,
I've been so crazy busy that since they've allowed us to open and work again, it's just insane. It's like everybody came out of the woodworks. I haven't had. That's why no one's seen new content on my channel in like over a week. I just haven't had time.
Oh, you've been working on that stuff. That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah,
and a lot of people who wanted tattoos probably just couldn't get them or get them finished or get them updated or whatever. So man, I'm glad you have a lot of business.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm not complaining. I do miss being able to make my content, but and then the days that I've had to go out and do that is snowed or something happened. It just, the footage I did, it was useless afterwards. So it's coming. I've got quite a few videos in the works.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I really appreciate you hopping on today. I do try to keep this under an hour. We're at about 5:47 right now. And by the way, guys, if you have the time and you want to stay online tonight, I would definitely want you to jump over and check out Art Code Drone Solutions. He goes live in about 15 minutes. So I was going to tell you, last Friday, I guess maybe it was Wednesday. I don't remember the day, but there was a night where I was here, and it wasn't Friday. It was like Wednesday or Tuesday. And I went to like 5 different live streams, like kind of jumped from live stream to live stream. And it was really cool because a lot of the same people were jumping from them. I was on Jake Sloan's for a little while. I was on Original Dobos for a little while. I was on Newbie Drones, had one going for a little while. And I think those were the 3 that I jumped between, but that was really cool.
During the quarantine, it was my first time to have time to get onto all these live streams, and it was really cool to see so many familiar faces at each one. Now that I'm working again, it's gonna be rare that you see me pop into everybody's live streams because everybody does them during my work hours. So,
yeah. I mean, it's for me, it's one of these things where anytime I get a notification, I always like to just go in and say hi. And I'll say there's folks like Metro Drones that always pop in and usually give a super chat, which, again, it's not required at all, but it's so nice to support everybody like that. Not just the bigger channels, but the smaller channels too. I love seeing how we all support each other. And, as we talked about last night on Ozz by Drone, there's definitely a lot of opportunity for us to set an example for the rest of the world of how people should treat each other. And I think we do.
I agree with that 200%. When I've told people that meet me and they say, hey, you're a bigger channel, and I'm not a bigger channel. I still see myself as a very small channel. However, I see us all as the same thing. If you're making video content for your channel, we are one and the same. Doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. We're doing it for the same reasons we love making videos.
Yeah, and just the opportunity to say hi to all these fine folks every week or a couple times a week. So, well, do you have anything else you want to share? I mean, I'm thinking we're getting close to wrapping up. I know you've got some more work to do tonight, and actually, my parents just arrived. They came up to visit me for the weekend, so I'm going to go. They pulled in like 5 minutes before we went online, so I haven't said hi to them really yet, but I'm going to go say hi to my folks, have dinner with them.
I can quickly say I am, no guarantee, but I am talking to Skydio and hoping that we have something cool from Skydio. It's probably not going to be a drone or a giveaway or anything like that, but maybe some swag of some sort that they might send to spin up. I think that would be pretty cool because we can give some Skydio, those who are familiar with Skydio but never seen one, because it is hard to get your hands on one. Those classes that we were talking about, we can give sort of how the Skydio works hands-on class with tracking, because that vantage point of the pavilion is up high and there's a path that goes right under it. So I can charge up the electric skateboard and go back and forth underneath everybody, showing them how it actually tracks.
Nice, nice. Which
And
board are you still riding? The which one is it? It's the one where
it's
they
the
put
dragon
your
is on it.
logo on it. Yeah, God,
Yeah,
I'm blanking on the name
they didn't
now.
put my logo. They only do that if they send it to you for free. I had to
Oh,
pay for mine, so I don't have my name on it.
but it's a really good little board.
It
Uh,
is. I just did a nice review about it. It's for under $400. It's great. It's a great starter board.
well, I'm excited, to put. I'm going to bring as many drones as I possibly can up there. Maybe I'll drive up there so I can bring a lot of stuff with me. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to Rick Halber for two reasons. Number one, well, no, for more than two reasons. Number one, thank you for the super chat. That is very much appreciated. Number two, um, Rick Halber, again, he's been in the hospital for a little bit, and so I want everyone to send him prayers, wishes, and very good thoughts because he supports us, and we need to support him. And then number three, I've told this story before. You can't talk to anybody in this community who has not had a positive experience and been helped by Rick Halber. Everybody has. So guys, he is what this is all about. So I really appreciate you, Rick. I'm glad you're
Yeah,
here.
no, I just recently had heard. I'm still not sure on the details, but I'm glad whatever he was going through, he seems to be working through it.
Yeah, it's great to see him in the chat, and I'm going to tell a funny story actually because I remember Rick's been a viewer on my channel for a while, like a few years now. We've more recently gotten to know each other better, but in the early days, he has for his icon a castle. It's the Neuschwanstein Castle in outside of Munich, which is one of my favorite places in the world. I've been to Germany a few times and lived there as a kid, but the Neuschwanstein Castle is such an awesome, awesome place. It's definitely a place that if you ever get to go visit it, you should. But Rick Halbert's got it for his little channel icon, so I always thought that was super cool.
Nice.
All right, man. Well, Sean, so great. Thank you for taking the time to join me today. I really appreciate it. You are definitely a channel that I think is going to grow and do great things, and I'm excited about your nature channel. I do like the idea of just kind of throwing that on in the background and chilling with it, especially if there's some chill music that goes with it. And everybody else, thank you guys for joining tonight. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you have a great evening. If you get an opportunity to jump over to Artco Drone Solutions, please do. And I will have a couple things. The SpinUp website is online. It's spinup2020.com, and then the SpinDown website will be online in the next day or two with all the information about dates and particularly about the hotel. And then let me get a Facebook group going so that everybody can get together if you're going to SpinDown and coordinate on travel and such.
Excellent. And I'm going to be in the next week or so, hopefully before my trip down there, putting together a short little 2-3 minute video showing the location, showing the hotel, talking a little bit more about what SpinDown is for those who joined in late and still have no clue. And then in the description of that, I'll send that to you as well, Kelly, so you can use it as sort of a promo thing.
Perfect.
And we can put the description, all the details of everything, links and all that in the description of that as well.
Oh, and Steve Carpenter's threw the link in the chat there. Thank you very much, Steve. All right, guys. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing all you guys in the chats of other channels. Maybe Art's here in a minute, although I won't be there because, like I said, my parents are here. Sean, great talking to you, buddy. I'm sure we talk pretty much every couple of days anyway, so I'm sure we'll be talking. Thanks for all your help and getting SpinDown going. I really appreciate it.
No worries. You give me that high-res file, and we'll get those temporary tattoos started too.
Nice, nice. All right, Sean, I'm going to let you go and say goodbye to everybody. Take care, bud.
All right, man. Thanks for having me, everyone in the chat. I appreciate it. And thank Kelly, everybody, because none of this would be happening without Kelly.
Oh, well.
Thumbs up, smash the like, and we'll see. Oh, look, he's blushing. He's blushing.
Yeah, I am. I'm blushing through the audio. No, I appreciate that,
thank everybody else, but we need to thank you because you have really brought a ton of us together.
Well, I appreciate that, and it makes me happy. So what's the point if it doesn't make you happy? So, all right, Sean.
Exactly.
Check you soon.
All right, you take care. Have a good weekend.
Okay. Hey guys, thank you for tuning into Speed Dial. I also just want to put a quick acknowledgement of everyone who has taken the time to join me over the last few weeks. It's been awesome to have all these folks in the chat and on the show. This is a really cool experiment. Someone was asking about the technology. I'm hoping I can talk more about it soon, but it is still beta technology that I am not allowed to talk a lot about. Not like it's, I'm not trying to make it sound super secret or super important. It's just something that they're still testing and they don't want a lot of people talking about it yet. But you guys go join Art on Artco Drone Solutions. Have a great night, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys